Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a book review. I just finished Bride by Ali Hazelwood, so that is the book we're going to be talking about today. There will be spoilers, at least a little bit. I'm going to try my best to avoid spoilers, but this book has been out for a couple months. I read this on Libby, and I had it on hold for several months. But yeah, I just finished it a couple days ago, so let's get into it. So, like I said, I just finished Bride by Ali Hazelwood, and I read this on Libby on my Kindle, so I had this on hold for quite some time. I think I put it on hold like the second I found out about it. I've heard like so many good things about this book. Basically like a vampire and werewolf like alliance thing. It's got that like a fake dating, fake like marriage trope in it. Kind of like another book that I read by her called like The Love Hypothesis, I think, which was the same like fake dating, like, what's it called, like trope or whatever. But yeah, so I heard some pretty good things about Bride, and so basically it is a vampire werewolf alliance, and she grew up being like the collateral or whatever of these different like alliances, so like the vampires and the humans, and now she has to do the same thing with the vampires and the werewolves. And so she's kind of forced into this. Her friend is missing, and she remembers this name that she saw like in her friend's apartment when she went to look for her, and it is the name of what she thinks is the werewolf that she will be marrying. So she goes along with it, and there's a stage where like, you gotta get like comfortable with your new like living or whatever. She says some weird things. One that like my fiance saw like reading over my shoulder was like, "Don't keep my gory blood bags next to the mayo jar or whatever in the fridge." And I'm just like, this is so like stupid. So she goes and she ends up like kind of connecting with her new husband's like sister, and finds out that the sister is half human, half werewolf, and both of her parents are like gone, but the werewolf that like she marries is the alpha of the pack or whatever, and he is full like werewolf. So he obviously has a different like dad or whatever. So yeah, so there's this whole thing about like the sister being like half human, and it's a big secret, and one of the werewolves, like other werewolves that like they thought were like on their side or whatever, tries to like kidnap her, and they think it's like this other werewolf like clan or whatever pack, I don't know. But it ends up not being, and it's like something completely different, and it's actually like her like the vampire, like her dad, who is like organizing this whole thing, and he kind of like recruited one of his werewolves over, and kind of like we're in like cahoots or whatever, like trying to like steal the sister or whatever. So yeah, so we go through the whole thing. I think the whole book takes place in like a span of like 3 months, and it's just so dumb. So she does end up like finding her friend that she was like looking for that went missing, and it turns out that like her dad like kidnapped her, and it's like, oh my god, are you kidding? So they are both kidnapped. They're both like in this like attic or whatever in like the vampire like house where like she like grew up or whatever, but didn't really grow up because she was in the human territory for like 10 years or whatever. You know, it's like dumb. Her twin brother is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like take over for dad or whatever, and she's like, what are you talking about? And then it's like this whole plan where they actually end up like killing the dad, and it's like, this is so dumb. And they don't even like show any of the fighting. It's just like, this happened, and then that was like the end of the chapter. It was like ridiculous. Overall, I did not like this book. And I have told like almost everybody that I've talked to about it that I hated it. It's really, really bad. I don't know if this is controversial or whatever, but like it's really bad. I don't like this author. The way that she writes, the other book was like the same thing, and I was very, like, skeptical going into this one, too, because I knew I didn't like the first one that I read by her. I heard a lot of good things about it. I heard so many more good things about this one than I did about the original one that I read. And I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And I hate it so much, and it's like 400 pages, and I was like pushing off reading it too, because I just did not want to deal with it. I didn't want to read it, but I have this thing where, you know, I cannot like DNF a book, so once I started, I'm like, oh, I might as well just finish it, because I'm already like this way through. But like, I did not want to read this at all. Like, there's no part of me that had any desire to read this once I like started it. And it was just like so bad. And if you've read this, let me know if you liked it, because I, for one, did not. Or if you've read like any of her other books, let me know that too, if they like ever are any better, because these two books that I read by her had the same like fake dating thing in it, and I don't think that's like the trope for me. I don't know, like it's either that or like I haven't like read it where it was written good, you know? And then like some of their scenes together were like really weird. Like he uses some weird stuff that I have not seen in any of like the other books to like describe things, and it was just really throwing me off. And this author does this thing where like she has them do these really big monologues, and they're like this big, okay? They take up like 2 pages long of like this guy, he's just like talking, and there's no like break. It's just like a big long like straight down paragraph, and it takes up like so much space. And then like the girl, she'll like respond with like one question about like a tiny detail that like he mentioned, and then but there's like all this other information that he was saying, and she just responds with like this much stuff. And I don't know, it was just really poorly written. It was really, really bad. I really wanted to like it, but I could not. I really could not like it. And I don't think I'm ever going to read another book by her ever again, because this is the second one I've read now that like I just cannot stand. If you've read any of her books, any of her other books, I'm pretty sure they're all the same thing with the fake dating or whatever. Let me know if you've liked them, and why did you like them? Was there like something was there like just one like specific part that you liked, or was it like the whole book that you liked? Because I can't imagine liking the whole thing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for this video to be such a slander on this book, but I don't like it at all. And I know like with ACOTAR, like Sarah J. Maas, she like some of her writing it could be, you know, written a little better. And I guess I heard that like she doesn't incorporate her feedback from her like editor, and I guess like that like now hearing that makes a lot of sense about why Crescent City 3 was so bad. I did not like that one either. I thought that was like also it could have been better, and Bryce could have been better, but that's not what we're talking about. I believe I did a review on that book, and I'll link it up here so you guys can go and watch that if you would like. But yeah, so anyway, all in all, I did not like Bride. I would rate it probably like 1 star, and I don't really do that, you know. I don't really rate books like it very low, because I want to like all of my books. But this one was just not doing it for me. That will bring us to the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you read this book, please let me know your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this one, because I did not like it. But if you did, let me know why, and maybe I'll think about it in a different perspective. But as of right now, it's not it for me. If it is for you, okay, that's fine, but it's not for me. It's not the one for me. But yeah, thank you again so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.